So welcome this morning to a new video where I will make use of my hay box, and I figured let's not start with the clock, although it's 5 o'clock in the morning, but I wanted to show you. Here's my front door, and here is actually where I store my pumpkins. It's quite early in the season, so I don't have that many yet, but here is a cool place, so therefore here is where I store them. So I have them here in an old net, and this is indeed the one I want to use. So the first task is of course to butcher my squash. It's actually squash, right? This is a butternut squash, not a pumpkin. I just do it in half because I don't have for myself, I don't need so much, and I just slice off the skin. Oh, you know how that works, I guess. It's quite a hard one, which is good, and no bugs can come in. Okay, so let me get that out of the way and then dice them. And I dice them quite small because I will use my hay box, and yeah, the smaller your pieces are, the better it is to cook them. They are just quicker that way. Gee, this is quite a workout. Okay. And then dicing them. Well, I guess you know how this works. Right, so back again, and I did just cut the squash, the butternut squash, but also a little bit of garlic and an onion, quite yeah, rough. And let's swivel over to this place and start up the heat for the pots. So, and I have a little bit of butter. Vegan butter, of course. And I also want to start some water, because I will add that and it goes quicker if I heat it up like this. And in the meantime that it's swiveling away, let me grab some of my herbs. So what I want to have, a little bit of paprika, a little bit of curry. I always like a little bit of fennel in here. Where is my fennel? Here. Yeah, let's do it with this. So this is sizzling away. So I will add my onions first. And of course my garlic. I don't have that large chopping board, so it's always tricky to have it all on there. I don't know if you can still hear me with all the sizzling. And I've always learned for onions especially, just leave them alone a little bit. Then they will brown up and have these nice tasty bits and pieces where they're just a little bit scorched. So I will leave them alone a bit. Can you see it actually, or not really? Let me adjust the height. Yeah, this is better. Okay, this is smelling nicely. Then I will add my herbs because they are now still in the fluids. And if I put in my pumpkins, they will just not get to the bottom, and I want to have these herbs and spices also a little bit fried. So this is the curry, and I just put in the fennel, and here I have paprika. That smells lovely. Now I don't have that large of a pot using here, but I will manage. So the big thing is from the squash is that it will not enlarge. Of course, if you use rice or macaroni, then it will get bigger, and you need to be aware that your pot is not overflowing. But in this case, yeah, you can just dump it all in. And actually, I want to use the flavoring of the onions to really make this a delicious meal. So I don't mind it that the pumpkin isn't really fried. It's just that they need to be coated with the onion tastes. So now I just wait until I hear the kettle boiling. It's almost there. And then I will add my last ingredient, some vegetable bouillon with water, and that's it. So it's now, yeah, you saw me cutting it up. I think I started at 5 and it's now 5:17. So yeah, it doesn't take that long to do this preparation. So the kettle is now boiling. Let's get that off. And let's add the water. Which is instantly boiling because it was already hot. And then I add 1 scoop of vegetable broth. And just get it in a little bit. And did I put it out? No, I didn't. And so I want to cover it all because of course this is now going in the hay box, and yeah, you do need to have the vegetables at least almost covered. So it's now simmering, so I can indeed put my lid on and have it in the hay box. So let me grab my camera and the rest. Oh dear, how do I do this? So I carry you along. Close up to my painting. Yeah. And here I go. So 1 pot and my cushion. And close it off. And that's that. So tonight I will be back and see what we've got. Okay, it is 7 o'clock in the evening. I've just been back from my sports activities, and before that I was working, so I'm really grateful for my for myself this morning that I indeed went so far to fill my hay box with my dinner. Let me see what it has been cooking over here. Oh, let me turn you around so you can see more of my home. Ah, lovely. So here I go with the pot. I haven't looked at it myself, so let me see. Oh wow. Yeah, so we had, of course, butternut squash with onions and garlic and bouillon. Yeah, let me now see how I will further prep this. Okay, so what I did was I just tasted it, and actually it's really tasteful. It's very nice, but the liquid I find a little bit too juicy, and I think I will go and make some potato mash, and therefore it's most handy to have this more like a how do you call it, a sauce instead of, yeah, fluid like. So I have grabbed myself some maizena. I just pronounce it as if it's English, maizena. We call it maizena, but I have no clue how it's called in English. And there's no English version of the ingredients here, so it's, yeah, cornstarch, I guess. Cornstarch, so 1 heap of a tablespoon, and then double as much water, and then just mix it together so it's all combined, and then I add it in and give it a swirl. This doesn't do that much yet, but it will. Often takes a little bit of time. Should not clank my spoon, I guess. No, it's not ready yet. So I've always learned not to dip in a tablespoon which is wet in maizena, because otherwise it will become moist there. A little bit more. So I'm truly hungry. I've given my all during my sports activities. I am doing boot camp, so all different exercises, lovely in the outside world. I think I need to very quickly put this on the stove to get it a little bit thickened up. Yeah, let's do that. And I can also already have my kettle boiling for my potato, because I will use just starch. I don't feel like cooking potatoes. That's for another time, right? Can't have it all. Seem to collect spoons. So actually I like to eat with little spoons. It's a little bit silly, but I have learned once that if you eat with smaller spoons, of course you eat less, and you tend to be filled up only after 10 till 15 minutes, so only then your brain center, who is watching if you don't eat too much, is triggering that you need to stop eating. So if you have smaller spoons, your start of eating goes a lot not quicker but more slowly. And yeah, that's indeed the reason why I like to eat with small spoons, so that I don't hasten myself eating and then I pass the time where I actually should have stopped, and then thereafter, I don't know, you might recognize this, you feel that you have eaten far too much, but you felt that trigger far too late. Eating with a smaller spoon, you might prevent that from happening. And I'm always being a quick eater, so it's best if I at least try myself to pace my eating with a smaller spoon. Just a fun fact. Yeah, I'm now waiting for it to thicken up and for my water to boil, and then I will show you how it looks like when I've had it all cooked and it's ready. And of course you can say now, well, you're using again gas. Yeah, I do, but it's far less than if I would have cooked it all day, or at least for 45 minutes, which you normally might do for a curry. So yeah, in the end it's already starting to simmer a little bit, so I think that I really used less gas than when I would not use the Haybox. Okay, see you in a bit. So here we have it, half and half. Potatoes just from my mashed potatoes powder, and a pumpkin, no, squash, butternut squash, which has indeed been thickened up, so it's more, how do you say it, sauce-like. So I think that I will only add a little bit of pepper because I like that, and that's it. That's my dinner. Well, thank you for watching. Bye bye.